Here's Oregon State head football coach Mike Riley.
Okay, Coach Riley, Arizona Wildcats this week down in Tucson. Talk about the game.
Well, I think Arizona is a very solid football team. It's the most balanced Arizona team I think that we've played against, and in that way I mean offense, defense, kicking game. They're all at a high level. You know, Mike's done a great job in that program. We came in nearly the same time. I think I beat him by a year, but we've seen that thing grow, and they've got a lot of weapons offensively. They've always played good, solid defense down there, and they have two of the leading returners, kickoff return, punt return in the conference. So, you know, it's all the parts. It appears, looking at them on tape and looking at their record and looking at us, it looks like a very, very good matchup.
Could you talk about their tight end, Gronkowski, and you know what you think of him? A, B, do you change anything on defense when there's a big tight end who's a big pass catcher? Or you just keep things the same? Well, he's you know, he's obviously needs to garner some attention, and he's a very versatile big athlete that makes plays. So, you know, I think as you prepare for them, the awareness of the player at that position is very, very important. Can you talk about injury situation with your team? How's everybody doing? Everybody on our team is doing okay. Stephen Paya had a swollen knee. There's nothing structural about it that I don't think will keep him from playing in the game, but it'll slow him down to start a practice today. Could you talk a little bit about just the mood of the team? I know it's kind of a, you know, subjective thing, but talk about the mood. Well, you know, I think everybody is upbeat, and that's a product of I think winning games and working hard and feeling good about your team, the comfort level there. You know, so I think that this team has frankly always been pretty easy in that regard as far as coaching and getting ready to play games, and I don't note any difference in that at this time.
Mike, I think you mentioned the Rome show that you're going to do tomorrow. I know last week, I think it was Friday, USA Today had a story on the football team and the basketball program with Craig Robinson. What's all this attention mean to you personally and to the team right now? Well, I think that you know, you have to stay focused on the task at hand, but we certainly appreciate the interest and the attention, and I think it's great for our fans and the people that follow the program, and I think it's good for our players. You know, I think that you know, in this kind of deal, you know, I think they have earned some respect in that regard, which is very important for them as people and as a team. And then, you know, I think there's a carryover there in their enthusiasm for what they do. You know, they've always enjoyed it, and I think really like football. So this is in a way icing on the cake, I think, but it's not the focal point, but it is a good residual from what's going on. Are you starting to notice at all among the players any talk at all about that big picture stuff that now is so close? Well, we don't hide from that. You know, I mean, everybody's talking about it and very interested in it. You know, but and it should be, our focus is truly on the game at hand, and I think our players have managed to stay in that moment very well and gotten ready for the games that we've played here lately and built up to this. You know, a long time ago we said, you know, let's play one game at a time and enjoy that moment and get ready for it. There are always big events. You only get one a week. And if we can stay in the moment and play and win, then we can look up at the end and see where we're at. And then really that's what will happen anyway. So, you know, so no matter how much you look forward to it or where your thoughts go, the focus has to be the game, because, you know, if you don't win it, there's, you know, then all that other stuff's out the window anyway. Past few games, Mike, of course, Quiz gets a lot of attention, but McCants has become more
Yeah.
a part of the offense? Or do you like where that running back situation, where that tandem is now?
The last 2 games, we've done a better job of meshing Ryan into the games. I think that has been well done, and you know, I like that whole part because he gives us, you know, he gives Quiz a break, and he gives us good ability when he goes in the game. So I think that's been nice to see, and I would like to enhance that and keep that going.
Where do you see how your tight end play is going? Seems like they're getting a little more action the last few weeks. Is that planned, or is it just happening in their development?
Well, I think that it's kind of part of the picture. It's you know, every game plan has some possibilities for every position, and I think that these guys are very capable. We've just had a lot of other guys making plays in the passing game, but what they do for us at their position, that is one of the great positions in football. You know, the blocking skills that you need to have. You're blocking defensive ends, linebackers. So you've got to be a versatile guy to do that, and then be a pass receiver too. And we've got within that group pretty good versatility. You know, I think that they each have individual strengths. Some of them are better hybrids than the other one, but one guy is a real good receiver, the other guy is a real good blocker. You know, and so because of that, we try to find roles for all of them. They all are very capable of playing in the games.
Mike, if Arizona's defense is so good, how do they give up 45 to the Ducks in the first half?
You know, I think that, you know, when you look at that game, that was, I would say that the third quarter was probably more indicative of how they can play. You know, I've been really impressed with them, and you know, Oregon was on a roll, and they got them spread out and just looked really good. They were sharp and playing fast, and everything was clicking. You know, I go back to the games against Cal and USC and watch Arizona's defense play, and they played SC in the run game as well as anybody has. So, you know, they I think are a very solid defensive team. And, you know, and if you look at the rankings, I think they're second in the league in total defense. So, you know, they're doing something right.
How good is Tua Tama, and where does he rank among the quarterbacks in the Pac-10?
I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the Pac-10. Willie has seemed like he's been playing forever. I remember him from high school. I really liked him, you know, I think now, like I said, with the weapons that they have established good balance in their offense, and Willie's making the plays for him as a quarterback. And, you know, he obviously knows the game better and better because he's a senior now. So I have a lot of respect for him. I've always liked how he has thrown the football technically. I think he's got a great release. And, you know, he's been a major factor for them all along, but he's definitely having his best year.
Mike, except for that initial kickoff return against Cal, your coverage teams have been pretty good the last couple of weeks, especially. You're talking about going against Arizona's good guys. I mean, is the coverage, is your units doing it better, or Cahoot and the punter doing better, or what is the combination of their?
Well, there's no question that our coverage teams have been pretty good. You know, it was very disappointing to give up the opening kickoff. I think it was a combination of coverage and kick. You know, so much of the coverage is dependent on how the kick is. And you can just look at our 2 returns that were big in the game. Actually 3, one of them we got called back, but those were all very, very returnable balls, hang time wise. And so you need all the parts to work together. And Johnny Hecker has been punting a lot better, so our coverage has been better. You know, the balls are up in the air, and you know, so it gives your coverage team time to get down there. Hang time is paramount in coverage. So, you know, I think that he's doing a better job. Therefore, our coverage team and the punt team's doing a better job. And the same thing holds true with the kickoff coverage. We did recover and do better with kicks, and we did better with coverage as the game went on. And you know, those kinds of things, a big play there can cost you the game.